I'm gonna wait till Taylor gets back. But some of these news stories are wacky. It's been an interesting week. I found this whole like college scam
Hmm.
thing that went down, like Operation Varsity Blues, I think they're calling it, to be
Oh,
really fascinating. Are you familiar with this, Ed?
No, but I love it. I love
It
that we.
was this massive scheme where a few famous people are involved in this thing. They were basically paying these college admissions officers and college. One of the guys was the rowing coach at Stanford, I think. They were taking huge amounts of money to just get kids in, and they were forging SAT scores,
so
forging.
they were having ringers take the SATs on your behalf,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they were having non-athletes sort of bypass the admissions process by having, for example, a Stanford rowing coach be like, you know what, Woody's got real potential here, and
Yeah.
and slipping them in, and
And they were charging huge amounts of money. The lowest
small
was
amounts of money,
150,000. No, the lowest was
which is
150,000.
small. This is
The
why I
average was
love this.
250 to 350,000, and the largest was 4.5 million.
So here's the thing. Now, 4.5 million kind of invalidates my point, but I feel like they're doing a service by allowing the semi-rich to have the same kind of. There are things that money can't buy that money can buy. A different outcome in a legal system, for example, admission to private events that you can't buy your way in. But you know what? Bill Gates will get there if he wants to. Merit-based admissions to colleges, right? You can't buy that. But like, what's the guy? Jared Kushner? Is that the guy's name?
Yeah, they
Trump-
donated actual money though. In a
Two
legal
point
way.
five million dollars to put like a building or something together, and then Jared
very
did not
common.
have the academics or the SAT scores to get into Harvard. Yet he went to Harvard. So now they've taken this practice that was available to the super rich and made it available to the semi-rich.
What a
Which
ridiculous take.
This is right. They've really lowered the bar. The semi-rich are now getting their kids into Harvard, Berkeley, Stanford.
Semi-rich. They're all. This isn't a
150
scholarship.
grand, Kyle. That's
This
like
isn't a scholarship. This is on top of tuition.
yeah, but tuition at these places is like 300 grand. So now it's 450. You know what? A
It's
little
gotta be more than
more.
that for an Ivy League school.
I think
Whatever.
it's 70 grand a year now, which is crazy.
70
I mean, like,
grand a year times 4.
Sep-
You can't calculate that. But 150 grand is only a slightly. What is it?
Well, it's
280?
it's about a 50% surcharge, which is, I suppose, not
yeah.
that.
So the semi-rich are now able to have the same kind of perks and privileges previously held only to the very rich.
If the semi-rich have $500,000 lying around to bribe their way into school, then I don't know what the mega rich are. That's
That's 2.5 million. Right? They paid 9 times that.
Yeah, the one guy paid 4.5 million. I guess it would depend on the
So
school.
he
and just
did
how
not get a
dumb
good deal. He should have had.
Maybe his kid was a real dum-dum. Now,
Yeah,
some of the
I can
people
only
who have been
imagine.
indicted in this thing are very interesting. There's like 38. I want to say it's like 30 or 40 people who are indicted in this, and they say there are more to come. And a couple of celebrities. I'm trying to pull the article up.
I hope I don't know.
Yeah, so Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin. So those names probably mean nothing to you, but if you ever watch Full House, you remember Uncle Jesse's wife,
The hot one.
the hot one.
Yeah.
She's in trouble because
She's in trouble.
She was one of the people who paid one of the schools off to get her kid in.
But
Yeah.
does anybody actually doubt that if you had donated $500,000 to any of those schools, your kid would have gotten in?
Ed, only you could get such a bargain price, $500,000 for admission. Other people are paying $2.5 million, $4 million to get in.
I don't
Right,
know.
but if I called Stanford and I said I want the third to the left bathroom stall named the Ed Bolian stall, and I'm willing to pay $500,000 for the privilege, I have 100% confidence that the son of the guy who got the third bathroom stall is going to get admission as a legacy or whatever. I mean, I think that's kind of standard practice.
I think it costs more than that, and that
Well,
these
it
fine
costs Jared-
gentlemen.
it cost Jared Kushner 2.5 million, right? To
See?
do it the legal way, and just buy a building or a wing of a
Yeah.
building or whatever.
But 2.5 million, I'm with Ed. Of course you can get in for 2.5 million. For $500,000 previously, this was just not available to the semi-rich. You had to be super rich. I really think
It's almost socialism.
that's what I'm saying. This is an act of kindness to lower the bar and include the semi-rich into what used to be reserved for the super rich.
Oh. Well, when you say it that way, I'm sure Hope would love to go to Berkeley.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like I could have altered the course of her life for the better by taking her from UNC and putting her in Harvard.
Columbia, Berkeley,
Stanford,
NYU, somewhere super prestigious and ultra liberal. Let's go hardcore. NYU or Berkeley. I mean, she goes to Berkeley. She can get herself one of those bike locks.
She's practically MAGA hat wearing at Berkeley. I don't know that they'd accept her. But yeah, no, for 150 grand, like in all seriousness, this could be a really good investment in your child's future. I think that you will alter their career potential by more than 150 grand with this investment.
Well, they're in a lot of trouble. 150 was an outlier. It was the lowest of them all.
250. They'll make 250 more than they would have previously made over the course of their career with a Harvard degree.
Yeah, maybe. But these people are in a lot of trouble. There's a huge FBI investigation that spanned like both coasts and 6 states. And
with enough money, the legal system is different for them.
Right. Well, why is it the problem?
Racketeering charges.
Now, are these the people that are the customers?
I don't know what's going to happen to the customers. You know,
right.
I'm sure they aren't racketeers.
Yeah, exactly.
But the guy who was facilitating this sort of thing, he's already pled to racketeering, which sounds bad.
It sounds like a mob thing.
Crime. Yeah.
But every time I learn more about the legal system,
we're talking about the university thing. Woody's take is that this is small potatoes.
This is an act of kindness.
Into a school.
This is an act of kindness.
Borderline socialism.
Yeah. Quickly, because Taylor wasn't here. This is what the super rich have been doing for millions and millions, and now they've lowered the price through what I assume is automation or bots or who knows to people who have like $250,000 to.
This story, like
no,
the
not the
funniest
automation
thing
or
about
bots.
this story,
the school isn't getting the money.
I know. But this is things that, like in the travel industry, now we all have travel agents because we have a web browser. They've lowered the price of what used to be very expensive.
I mean, people who don't think this has been happening at Ivy League universities for generations now are retarded.
What's different is now it's more affordable. 150, 250. Kushner paid $2.5 million for this.
Well, you're not going to get me to defend that asshole. So
I'm not. I don't mean to make it political.
But
I'm just saying
he did it the legal way.
We've reduced the price. We've made it more accessible to the super common man, not the common man. Let's not go overboard, but the super common.
Well, but I'm sure it's student loan eligible. I mean, they got living and stuff like that. I mean, there's ways to make this happen.
I think there's a Pell Grant for bribing your way into Harvard, right?
There was a clip of the chick.
I hope you don't go to jail scholarship.
It might have been the daughter of that Full House bitch that was getting railed by Jesse, and
we didn't describe it that way while you were in the bathroom, but
not quite.
That's how I remember things, and her daughter had like a Twitter clip or something of being like, I don't even care about school. I just want to party and do these things. And it's like, God, imagine wasting that much money for a chick who is going to either get terrible grades or, you know what this really kind of shows is the whole Ivy League thing isn't what we're made to believe it is. Like, it can't possibly be that hard to graduate with a degree from this place in most fields if you're coming from a background like this. You just take some bullshit like sociology or psychology or English lit or any other soft thing, and they'll just throw you right through. I would assume, like, oh, this person's already bought and paid for. This is a for-profit thing we're doing. We're trying to add to our endowment or whatever the hell they're doing.
What would Bernie Sanders say about this?
Bernie, go ahead, Taylor. Yeah,
I was trying to think of what he would even. I'm not entirely sure what I would say to this, Kyle. I don't fucking know. I know that for one thing, I would get if I had children. Does he have children?
I don't know.
If I had children. If my children hadn't died of old age in the 80s, I would have paid for them to go to this school for the cost of my third home.